Welcome to Almost Functional Gaming. We aim to help all followers of Russ and the Allfather to improve on the tabletop. List building, tournament recaps, unit reviews, weekly council of the Fang, and other tips to help us all go from almost functional to fully functional. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also, check out our merch store and Almost Functional score tracker on Amazon.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Almost Functional 40K. Today I'm here to go over the new Gladius build I'm going to be running. I'm going to be taking it to a GT this weekend. It's basically taking what I was doing with Champions of Fenris in minor tweaks, but moving over into an attachment that gives me some more tools. So the biggest change is honestly just the detachment change. But let's go ahead and look at what I had. So this was my Champions of Fenris. Arjac, I had him running with a 10-man Terminator. Bjorn, Logan with a 5-man. Wolfguard Battle Leader with Wolves Wisdom running with 6 head takers. Infiltrator Squad, Scout Squad. There's the head takers and termies. 10 Wolfen with Storm Shields. Squad of 3 Thunderwolf Cavalry. A Fenrisian Wolves. 2 Annihilators. And a drop pod for the head takers. So we'll go back over here and start with our changes. First, we're just going to change this to Gladius. Boom. So we're going to have to drop Wolf's Wisdom off this guy. Where's Enhancements in there? And then we will go back out here and change our detachment to Gladius Task Force. All right, so one of the main reasons I'm trading to Gladius is, one, to have more access to advance in charge, but the fallback in charge is really, really big for Arjac in the 10-man. I talked about this in a couple of the other videos, but them getting stuck in combat against like Knights, where I played some games in a Crusher Stampede, where sometimes they just can't quite punch up because we had no access to +1 to wound in Champions of Fenris. We don't have that Lance strat. We could get lethals, but +1 to wound is just so much better. So we have some of those tools here. One, the +1 to wound to help get through those things, so we're not stuck. And 2, if we do get stuck, having the ability to fall back in charge, as well as just being able to army-wide advance in charge when we need to. And we still have access to Armor Contempt. So I just really like the idea of that. This is a more versatile attachment. So these 3 stay. Nothing changes there. Battle Leader we may change some stuff there. We'll see. Infiltrators and Scouts stay. Head Takers stay. The Terminators stay. The Storm Shield Wolfen stay. TCAV, Fenrisian Wolves, Predators. All this is stand for right now, I think. So the drop pod, we're actually going to turn into an Impulsor. After running the drop pod, I've just found if you go second, your opponent can really push up and push your drop pod back, and it's harder to respond to them out of the drop pod, because no matter what you do, if you try to drop that next turn, you've got a 9-inch charge. Otherwise, you can wait a whole nother turn, let them get a second movement phase in, and try to rapid ingress it, which isn't. I just haven't found that to be that great. I think I prefer the Impulsor, so that no matter where they move, you can disembark 3, move, possibly advance in charge, depending on if you're in Assault Doctrine or not, and just really, really be able to respond to them more fluidly, more easily. Possibly set up shorter charges to respond to them pushing up to try to push your Terminators dropping back. So I just feel that works a little better, especially with the way I like to play. So we'll take the Impulsor. We will go back out here, and I give him the Shield Dome. We'll give him the Shield Dome and the Heavy Stubber. I give him the Storm Bolters, not the Grenade Launchers. So then what do we got left? We got 20 points. So what I think I am doing is dropping the Battle Leader and replacing him with a Wolf Priest, just so we have a unit in the Head Takers with a built-in +1 to wound, and then we have access to the Lance strat, so that can also really, really give us +1 to wound. So it leaves us 15 points. So we will go ahead and give him Honor Vehement just to make him punch up a little bit. So that is where I think we're sitting with the Gladius list. We have some different tools from the detachment, and we now have access to +1 to wound in the head takers at all time from the Wolf Priest, and plus get Lance from the stratagem and the detachment. The only thought I have is wanting to turn a Predator into a Vindicator. I do like the Vindicators, but I'd have to find 50 points. And the only way to do that, really, without significantly changing the list or dropping the second Predator, which 2 Predators into a Vindicator I don't think is good. So we could drop the Fenrisian Wolves and the Enhancement off of the Wolf Priest and take the Vindicator. I'm fine losing the Enhancement. I don't know that I want to lose the Fenrisian Wolves. In certain matchups, they're great for helping to screen your backfield. So if you're facing like Death Shrouds or something like that, and they want to 6-inch deep strike your backfield, if they're doing like Mortarian's Hammer, you can hopefully make them have to charge into a dog squad, and then you can respond to them. Or like the new Tyrnak detachment, anything like that where they can get on you good, you can use the dogs to screen out and make them have to eat dogs as opposed to your good stuff. The infiltrators help for that in the backfield, with the dogs being able to do it on the other side of your deployment zone, depending on the deployment, or pushing up to let themselves get eaten, or even sacrificing them, string them back to Bjorn to give them OC, or to one of your Terminator characters in the Deep Strike end to do an action, or hold an objective in the middle so you're not exposing anything else. So that's just a really tactical piece I like. So I could drop them for the Vindicator, and I'm trading some mission play for damage. But I don't think we're going to start there. I think our first playtesting is going to be this version. And if for some reason I feel like the Predators are just really lacking, or just really need to find that extra damage from the Vindicator, we'll do that. But I'm hoping the +1 to wound on the head takers and being able to lance on one of the Terminator squads will give me that little extra damage, so that keeping the Fenrisian Wolves in is the best choice. But we will see how that works out. I have a playtest game tonight. Then I will, depending on how that goes, I might do a quick review if I feel anything needs to change. And then we'll do a breakdown next week of my GT, how it did, if I felt the change was right, if I at all missed Champions of Fenris, any of that kind of stuff. But thank you guys for watching, and we will catch you next time.
Thank you for watching Almost Functional Gaming. We appreciate the support of all followers of Russ and the Allfather. Please like, share, and subscribe. Also, check out our merch store and Almost Functional Score Tracker on Amazon. Everything helps support the growth of this channel, and we appreciate it.